So I've been testing out the Cambridge Audio P100 SE, and honestly this might be the most underrated headphones of the year. You get insane battery life up to 100 hours, you get a premium build quality, and sound can actually go toe to toe with Sony and Bose, but at a way lower price. So today I'll break down what makes these headphones so good and also where they fall short, so stick around and you're gonna want to hear this. So the first thing that I love about this is the excellent and balanced sound signature you get with these headphones with a very wide soundstage. Bass is powerful, but you also get that superb mids and highs. I also like the premium build quality you get with this. It's very sturdy design, and I like the headphones retain the same weight as the previous model, but with a more comfortable fit and padded headband. Battery life is also awesome with a massive 100 hours with ANC off and 60 hours with ANC on, and I also like that compared to its rival in the top tiered market, this is a very well priced headphones. And finally, Cambridge Audio still gives you their signature case, which is very solid and it lets you carry around your cables. So there's actually really very little to dislike about these headphones, and its execution is really top notch. But with transparency mode, wind noise is pretty notorious here when you have pretty strong wind blowing, so Cambridge Audio could improve a little bit on wind noise reduction, and it also doesn't have any spatial audio support, which is pretty common in most high-end headphones today. And yeah, I really can't think of anything else that I don't like about these headphones. So price-wise, the Cambridge Audio P100 SE comes in very well priced for what it offers. Comparing to what Sony and Bose's flagship headphones cost, the P100 SE is actually quite a steal for what it offers. So it comes in at $299 US or about 1,300 ringgit, which is almost 30% cheaper than the competition. And if you find value in what you hear and like what you see, do subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so the YouTube algorithm can pick this up. And if you want to buy these headphones, do check out my links below. So Cambridge Audio gives you impressively powerful and beautiful sound signature thanks to its heritage of producing great hi-fi products, which lends into its performance in the consumer headphones market as well. And if you want great sound, this is a headphones you definitely can consider. If you ask me, the preset EQs here are a lot more subtle in differences compared to the A100, but they don't sound bad at all and very usable. Personally, I much prefer using my own tuning that emphasizes on both the lower ends and higher ends of the headphones more, and tuning the mid vocals a little bit recessed that gives it that warmth that is really nice. Sub bass wise, this headphones rocks, generating very clean, high resolution sub bass but with power and depth. You do hear that it's a little more towards the hi-fi bass signature that still have that fierce rumbling, which is very satisfying. Mid bass here is great with very nice solid hits with a less aggressive roll off, giving you a nicer, slightly sustained hit which it will make any bass hit happy. But again, these are not the deepest bass compared to headphones in this genre, but they do get the job done in a great way. Vocals, when pushed a little bit recessed, gives it that beautiful warmth that I like without any hint of distortion or muffling. Out of the box, they already sound really good with the flat EQ, and depending on how you like your vocals, you can push it either way and it'll sound impressive. Highs on these headphones is exceptional, and it's the best frequency I would say, with beautiful sharp sparkles without feeling too overwhelming. I personally feel it outperforms many headphones in this genre in terms of how high resolution the high sounds amidst the blaring mids and bass, so very impressive. So this is a test to see if the Cambridge Audio P100 SE is a good headphones for making phone calls. So this is me speaking in a relatively quiet environment, and this is the call quality that you can expect. So what I'm going to do now is to turn on a simulated background noise so you can hear a difference. So now there's a simulated background noise playing in the background, and this is the call quality that you can expect from these headphones. So what do you think of this call quality? Let me know in the comment section down below. So the design of the P100 SE is very similar to the P100 in many ways, and in very subtle but impactful ways, better than the P100. You get better comfort, softer materials, lighter clamping force, which makes the headphones a lot more comfortable to wear. Build quality here is premium. These headphones are solid. Every hinge and arm is made perfectly tight where it needs to be and loose where it calls for. The extension arm has a good amount of friction to stay in place, and it also feels really premium, where the rotating swiveling arm here gives the headphones an extra ultra premium feel. I got the white model here this time, but damn, this thing just looks so much better than the black one in my opinion. It has a nice off-white color, which also keeps it from looking too dirty over time. And this time with the SE, you also get a new blue colorway. If you take a closer look, the Cambridge Audio logo is also updated with a more matured and stronger font, which I really like. And the top here, you're going to get a leather headband, which is very nice, and inside here there's a nice soft fabric with inside for you to rest your head on. The ear cups also comes with a nice memory foam ear pads, which are very comfortable but can be a little bit hot when using it in countries like Malaysia. You also get wear detection with this headphone, so the sensor is on the left side of the headphone, so just lift up the left side and the audio will pause. Headphones are decent in weight. It's not too heavy, not too light, which I really like. Feels very substantial and premium, coming in at 330 grams, which is the same as its predecessor. So you still get all your controls on both sides of the headphones, beautiful ear cups design, and also full wired listening and controls when using it in wired mode. So this applies to either when you're using it with the 3.5 to C or C to C cable. They all require the headphones to be turned on to work, so you'll still be drawing power since this headphone doesn't have a 3.5mm jack for analog listening. So the only wired ports you get here is the Type-C port. So the ANC on these headphones is impressive. Sure, it's not class leading, but it's still pretty great. So from my test, it performs almost identical to the P100, so I'm gonna say that they are pretty much the same. In most low humming situations like airplane cabin noise or road noise, when you put on your headphones, the environmental noise just gets lowered down by almost 80%. And when I play some soft music through the headphones, you get peaceful, serene experience. Cafe noise also gets cut off decently well, and similarly, the headphones manage to cut off those noise to about 70-80% softer without music playing. And once you play music, everything goes away. Transparency mode here is very natural without feeling like there's a lot of amplification, and this is also tested at the high transparency mode, which you can toggle inside the app. It feels like you're not wearing headphones. So all in all, great ANC for these headphones, and I rate it similar to the Cambridge Audio's P100 with an ANC performance of 8.7 out of 10. So volume with these headphones can be better when playing back in Bluetooth mode, as well as when using the 3.5 to C cable. In my opinion, it's not a soft headphones, don't get me wrong, but could definitely be louder. I get to a comfortable listening volume at around 40 to 50% volume. Moving towards 80 to 90% volume does get a loud volume, but even listening to it at 100% volume, very loud, but not to the point that I have to tone it down quickly. Compared to the Cambridge Audio A100 that I've checked out recently, those are really loud earbuds. However, when plugging it into my MacBook Pro via the C to C cable, this headphones becomes so loud, and at only 2 bars out of 16 on my laptop is already at a comfortable listening volume, and 5 bars out of 16 is already very loud. So the Melomania app is very nicely laid out and similar to the A100 that we've checked out, clean and all in one page. The home page, you see your Melomania P100 SE headphones in your chosen color, and below that is an equalizer with 6 different presets and also 7 band EQ for your manual controls. Below that is also an ambient noise control where you get to choose between normal, ANC with 3 levels, as well as a transparency with 3 levels as well, and you also get to control which ANC mode you want to toggle, so you don't always have to scroll through all the ANC mode. You also get dynamic EQ, which is very useful when using it in lower volume, since in those scenarios the headphones typically don't generate enough range for the bass and highs, so this aims to fix that. You also get a few convenient toggles, which I like. You don't have to go into a separate page, and you get wear detection, gaming mode, which are all convenient toggles. You get auto power off settings. You also get audible feedback in many different languages, and you also get to update your firmware when there's a new one. Latency on these headphones with gaming mode turned on is not bad at all, and I think it's quite good for headphones for gaming, watching movies as well as videos. And playing fast-paced games like PUBG feels nice and snappy with no hint of delay. And let's take a look at the latency performance of these headphones. And after spending time with the Cambridge Audio P100 SE, I think these are one of the best value headphones you can get right now. The sound is very clean, you get deep bass, plenty of detail, comfort's excellent thanks to the padded headband, and the battery life is ridiculous at 100 hours, which smokes most of the competition. So if you want to check out the video of the original P100, click right over here. And if you want to check out the new Cambridge Audio A100, click right over here, and I'll see you over at those videos.